Just want to say how excited we are to have the signing day today, and it was over at 9:59. So I want to say thanks to all the signees for getting that stuff in early to us. And it's a great recruiting class. I know everybody says that, but you know, being here for 2 seasons now and having a chance to put 2 years into a class, and you really get to know a lot about these young men. And our staff, I believe, any place I've worked works together in recruiting as good as any place I've been. We team recruit, and every single coach is involved with every single recruit. And you know, when you're trying to figure out who all is in the woods, all the people you got to find and get to know, moms, dads, aunts, uncles, teachers, mentors, we do a tremendous job of reaching out to all the different parties and getting them to know what we're all about. And we're proud to talk about NC State, and I think that's what signing day is. It's a celebration of a bunch of young men and their families joining our family, and we proudly welcome them into what we're trying to do. Pack 15 quickly becomes one pack, one goal with the rest of our team, and continuing on our united mission to win a championship. And when you start out every year, you look at the needs you have, not just immediate, but long-term, and that's kind of how we recruit. You look at where you're losing players, and if you recruited well, you know, in the year or two before that, you might have a guy that's a second or third year guy ready to play. In some cases you don't, and sometimes it's not controllable. You'll have an injury or a transfer, and you'll have an immediate need open up. And so you can solve those in 2 ways. You know, you can develop what's on your roster and insert them, or you can recruit to create the competition that you'd like to have on your roster. And to me, both of those are what we try to do. You know, we want to be the best developmental staff with young men, not just on the field, but how we treat them, how we help them grow. We want to help them become the best men they can be. We want to help them achieve in the classroom the way that they say they want to achieve when we recruited them. Because they all do. They all want college degrees. They all want life after football to be what it's supposed to be, success. And then to be able to create competition at practice where guys have no choice but to give us their best. And I think that's what happened this last year for us. We were able to add a lot of depth to our roster. We were able to rotate more position groups. And as you saw our season, we finished as strong as anybody in the country with our play. Because of how we train and the depth that we're starting to create through recruiting, which is what today is. Just to take a snapshot of this class before I start talking about each individual. You know, in all there were 16 players that are joining the team in state, and that's something that I take a lot of pride in. I know I said that when I got here, that just going around the state, that I felt there were too many great players leaving our state. And it was our goal, our mission, to keep the best players at home. And I feel like we've done everything we can, once again, to show that that isn't just lip service. There were 18 players a year ago. There were 16 this year. And that means a lot to our coaching staff. It means a lot to our fan base, I know. And we never quit. You know, there were 7 guys in this class who were at one time committed to somebody else. And many of them were in-state players. And you know, sometimes things happen early for a young man, and we're going to stick with them. We're going to stay with them. I think NC State has such a great package for people that they don't know about, and you hear that a lot when we bring young men and their parents on campus. They're just amazed, and they say it. And we didn't know it was like this. We didn't know it was this great. We didn't know your campus was like that. We didn't know your people were like that. We didn't know the fans were like that. And it's just a matter of the educational process and building those bridges out to families in different parts of the state. So with that, you know, you take an overall look. We had 2 top 100 commits, which was the first time since '05 in a recruiting class. In this class, there was 19 players on teams that advanced to the state playoffs. 2 of them were in state championship games. We had 12 players in postseason all-star games. The 3 tailbacks that we signed, Johnny Frazier, Reggie Gillespie, and Naheem Hines, in their high school careers, when you add up their yardage, rushed for 20,115 yards and 298 touchdowns. It's pretty amazing. And so very excited about what those guys bring to the table. By position, we felt like we had some needs that were extremely important on the line of scrimmages. You can see that with the O-line, D-line recruiting. There was 5 in each group. And at receiver, we had 3 scholarship receivers and 1 preferred walk-on join in this class. I mentioned the 3 tailbacks, 2 linebackers and a preferred walk-on, 2 safeties, 1 quarterback and a long snapper, and then a walk-on long snapper as well. But overall, to get 16 in-state guys, 3 from Georgia, 2 from Florida, 2 from South Carolina, 1 from Louisiana, and 1 from Pennsylvania makes up our class. So, you know, I want to thank our coaching staff for all the hard work they did in this class, and the recruiting staff, and all the people that make it special when they come on campus. Our academic staff does so much to help out when people come. The number of times we've asked them to come in on their weekends off to visit with people and their families, it means a lot. To Debbie, her role in our recruiting, she is as active an athletic director as I've ever been with, as far as speaking with our student athletes that we recruit and talking about our message. And so all those things fit into this